I can't really do red. I do red at Christmas, but I do like it, but much prefer white.
I
Don't do wine. Just don't do wine at all, mate.
I like a New Zealand Sauvignon.
I like both, and I like rosé because they all get me pissed.
No, I'm not really. Can't do rosé either, really, at all. I can do red. I can do white, but not rosé.
It in me.
Speaking of rosé, the Echo Falls Derby is this weekend. Big game, top of the table. Everton, Spirit of the Blues, going up against current holding champions Liverpool. Now, early to say this in the season, but it could be deciding where the title goes. This one, guys.
We have not got a better chance of beating them in a derby. I'm sorry, but we have not. Our backs are up. We're excitable. We're loving life. We've got the fans behind us. We've got a great manager. We've got a striker on fire at the moment. All these new signings are pulling the weight. We've got James Rodriguez, and they're going to beat us 1-0.
Yeah, it'll be a penalty in the first 40 seconds. Salah goes down like a sack of shit.
They need to really perform against us, I think, and they know it. Klopp will have been preparing them. My heart's telling me that it's our heads telling me, as it will do with all Evertonians, that they're going to scrape a win against us, as they always do, because it's Liverpool, and that's how they do.
VAR decision will do it, I reckon.
It's a shame that the international break came when it did, actually. Like, Yous were on such a good run of form. Like, you really didn't need... And they've been saved from that 7-2. They've had time to go away and regroup. Like, it would have been perfect time for you to play them.
I think it still is.
You know what, though? I do think Van Dijk's been found out.
Yeah.
Everybody thought last year that Van Dijk was like the perfect defender, didn't ever let anybody get past him. People couldn't dribble past him. I think, was it an Arsenal player? Was it Pepe, the first person to...
Yeah, he's got the trophy.
Van Dijk.
Got the trophy.
But, like, I think he's been found out this year. People know how to attack against him now.
Yeah.
And
I think
I'm hoping
easy.
that Calvert... He doesn't seem like it's in it this year. I don't know whether it's... I don't know. Maybe they've had their moment. They've had that season where they've won it. You know, like there's a saying, isn't there? You're not as the person at the top of the mountain isn't as hungry as the person trying to climb to the top, or something along those lines. So they're obviously at the top. They're the best team in England, and I think all of these other teams want a piece of the pie now. You know, you've got other teams that are snapping at their ankles trying to take that title from them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not quite sure if they're up to the task this year.
I think that they, like I said right at the start of the season, I think that they're lacking an edge, the edge of winning their first ever title in 30 years. That's what they're missing. They don't have that anymore because they've done it. They've won the Champions League. They've now won the league for the first time in 30 years. They've not got that edge anymore. Alisson's not playing. Mane, I think, might still be out. I'm not sure. But it's Liverpool, so...
Yeah, it is Liverpool. And they've got a good squad depth as well. So they've got plenty of players. I mean, they fielded not even an under-23s team against us in the Cup and still beat us. So they've got a lot of young players there that they've been giving chances to now for over 12 months that they could probably draft in who will still do a good job.
The problem is...
I think...
Go on, Dale.
All right, okay, sorry, Chris. Yeah, I think if this was played, as Daddy said, if this was played before the international break, I think we could have been looking at maybe the game of the season.
Yeah.
I thought Liverpool would want to bounce back after that Villa that annihilation against Villa. Everton flying high, playing really good stuff, on a roll. If there was going to be a time for them to do it in the Merseyside Derby national break, what team, has it worked in favour maybe of Liverpool just to get their heads around that feet, sort a few things out possibly. And obviously with Everton, they've had a couple of weeks break from obviously playing 4 of the best games they played for a while. It might just even itself out a little bit more, but if this was before the break, this would have been a cracker, I would have thought.
Yeah, definitely.
I think there'll be goals in it.
Yeah.
For once, I think that we might actually score. Because if I look over the last couple of years, it's been 0-0s, 1-1s. Like they've not really dominated us. I know, obviously, I mentioned that cup game, which was an embarrassment. But in the league, there's been a lot of draws in the Merseyside derbies recently, and nobody's really had the upper hand. I was thinking, because obviously Calvert-Lewin's on fire, and we've got a bit of class in Rodriguez, and I really like Allen and Decore. I think all of our signings have been brilliant. I was thinking we might be in with a good chance of scoring at least one, because we've been putting 3 or 4 goals, obviously not Spurs, but 3 or 4 goals away for 2 or 3 games now. So backs are up, confidence is high. You got to back yourself. You got to fancy it, especially with Carlo Ancelotti in your ear. He's going to be giving you confidence, isn't he? He's a great manager. But this international break has come at a bad time. I completely agree with that. Took the wind out of our sails.
It's a fascinating game, isn't it? Because it's the players that you've got back. So I'm going to assume that Allen's back for Everton because he missed the last game before the international break, didn't he? But then on the other side of the coin, going to assume Henderson's back. Going to assume Mane and Thiago will be back. Obviously, the big one for Liverpool is the fact that Alisson's still out. Now, it's took a while for me to really warm to Alisson. And he's a good keeper. I've always thought he's a good keeper. But he's just like Jordan Henderson. Like, I don't think you realise how good he is until he's not in net for them. And it really did show against Villa. So that is a big, big loss for them. And that's going to play into your hands hugely. But then you've got Jordan Pickford in that, so
I think the positive sign for Everton is the fact that your players have gone on international duty and carried on the form.
Yeah,
I said DCL's slotted, James has played well. You've had Pickford. Yeah.
He had an all right game. He did have a good game.
Yeah. He wasn't trash. He wasn't wonderful. He was just there, which is better for Pickford. Your players haven't gone away and performed worse, which I think is only a good sign. It is going to be a fascinating game. Like, it really is. I am really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
The game of the season, I think, so far.
You know who I...
No, Aston Villa, Liverpool. That's the game of the season.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. You know who I think's performance on international duty might be really important for us? Michael Keane for England in the first friendly. Didn't put a foot wrong. He is prone to the odd blunder, but this season he's actually looked okay for us, and I think he's certainly an upgrade from the last year's Michael Keane. I think he's been surrounded by a couple of dodgy players, and Ancelotti's had a word with him over the summer and said, do you really want a spot in this team that I'm building or what? And I think he's come back with the right positive mentality, and he's obviously now backed up with some class. And he does look like he's doing the job for us. He's done it for England. And we're going to need a solid defence against them.
Yeah.
We really are on Saturday.
I think Allen and Decore will be key.
100%.
Yeah.
The engine. But we might even be playing... I'm not sure about Allen playing, because there's talk of Gylfi Sigurdsson or Gomez. So I'm assuming that Allen's still not quite right.
It'd be a big blow for you, that.
Scare tactics, that. Fergie did it. Mind games.
Mind games, yeah.
You'd be a
And what
big
about
bloke
you,
for
boy? What do we think about your game this weekend?
that. Don't want to talk about it.
We're losing 3-0.
Yeah, he'll be one of the first nails in Ollie's coffin. That
I,
away at Newcastle, team playing with confidence, scoring a few goals for once at home at St James's Park. No, there's no crowd there, but still the psychological advantage of being at home. Yeah, I think they'll beat us. The way we are, Martial.
I can see Andy Carroll giving Harry Maguire an absolute fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Elbows flying everywhere.
I can see Joe Linton getting more goals this weekend against us than he did the whole of last season. And he'll be coming off the bench and still doing it.
I saw a tweet before. Yeah, this might be. Firstly, how is Twitter still free? They should be charging us a fucking subscription for that app, I'm telling you. Yeah. Especially when I tell you what I'm about to tell you now. I don't know if you saw it, but I saw a tweet on Twitter before, and it was literally along the lines of Steve Bruce put Matty Longstaff in the freezer last year, and he's been flooring him for the last 2 weeks to score another screamer.
I remember that goal. That was his debut, wasn't it?
Yeah, what a tweet that was. He
did it in the return as well, didn't he?
He's been flooring him for the last 2 weeks. That is fucking outstanding. That they're gonna.
I'm not looking forward to it, lads. I'm really not. Like, call it being negative and cynical and just unconfident in our team at the moment. It's not going to go well. Like that United team have shown me nothing in 3 games that suggests to me that we can break down a stubborn Newcastle team.
No. Our only hope is that Alex Tellez plays well.
Yeah.
In his first
It's a shame
game.
that Cavani's not fit.
Yeah.
Well, not fit, but he's got quarantine, hasn't he?
We've got no Martial. The sensible thing to do would to be play a front 3 of Mata, Rashford, Greenwood. That would be the sensible thing to do. And
what he will do is...
what he will do is Igalo, Mata and Rashford or something stupid like that. Yeah. And then he won't drop Pogba instead of and play Van der Beek, which is what he should do. And I bet you he'll still start Luke Shaw, even though Alex Tellez is there on the bench. Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right. That's what's going to happen. We all know that it's going to happen. We'll name an unchanged team apart from Martial, and it'll be Igalo in his place.
Yeah. I'll tell you what,
definition of insanity: keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, boys, we'll wrap it up quickly. I won't go over all the games, but I will go over the big games this weekend. And what we'll do is we'll just go around all of us, pick a team, pick a score, and then we'll move on. Don't have to put any explanation or anything into it. We'll start with the derby first. Everton and Liverpool. Dale, you're up first. Who's winning, mate? What score?
Everton, 4-3.
Danny?
I'm going 2-2.
Josh?
1-0 Liverpool.
I'm going to go 3-2 Everton.
Yes.
I'm saying 3-3. I think it's going to be 3-3. I think it's going to be an entertaining score draw. City and Arsenal. City and Arsenal this weekend. I can really cross that. I'll go first. I'm going to say I think City, if they're going to be missing De Bruyne like I think they will be, I think it will be 1-1. Lee?
I think that they'll still have too much for Arsenal, who are a bit resurgent at the minute, but 2-0 City.
Josh?
I would say 2-1 Arsenal.
Oh, I like that. Danny?
I'm saying 3-1 Arsenal.
Oh.
I don't think our City showed me anything against Leeds that built any confidence that that's changing for a while. And like you said, Arsenal on resurgence. I could see Arsenal doing a job there.
I like it. Dale, here we go. 7-0 Arsenal.
3-1 City.
That's more like it. Newcastle United. Go on, Dale. Let you go first on this one.
He said his.
Newcastle 3-0.
Go on, Tammy.
I could see 3-2 Newcastle. I really could.
Josh.
2 United.
Late.
Yeah, do you know what? I think we're overestimating Newcastle here. 2-0 United.
Fantastic. I'm going to say 2-1 United. I think we'll pull it out of the bag. Sheffield United and Fulham. I don't give a fuck. I know none of you do. So who cares?
0-0 next.
Hopefully Sheffield United win, because otherwise I'm just going to fucking give Danny 20 quid this weekend. Palace and Brighton also don't give a fuck. Tottenham and West Ham. I think Spurs. If it's a normal game, Spurs 3-1. If David Moyes is still at home, West Ham 7-0. Like
COVID Moyes. I'm going to say Spurs are playing really well at the minute. I'm going to say, yeah, but so West Ham. Mikel Antonio. 2-1 Spurs.
Go on, Josh Lard.
5-0 Tottenham.
Whoa.
Danny.
Jesus. London Derby, innit? The London Derby occasionally always throws out a result. I could see a 2-2.
I like
Another
it.
Desmond.
Dale.
If West Ham play like they did against Leicester, I'd give it West Ham. 2-1.
I like it. Leicester at home to Aston Villa. Dale.
2-2.
Danny.
2-1 Villa.
Oh, good shout that. Go on, Josh Lard.
I'm going to 3-1.
I like it. Lee.
Villa will come crashing down, I think, from the high. 3-1 Leicester.
I'll say 2-1. 2-1 Leicester, I think. I think Vardy bags them both.
Yeah.
West Brom and Burnley, I couldn't give a fuck.
God, there were 2 tiers of games this weekend, didn't there? Fucking hell.
That could not get any worse, that game.
No one's
Honestly,
paying 15 quid for that.
Honestly, I couldn't give a fuck.
It's not on Super Sunday, is it?
Go watch your local clubs, guys. Go watch your local.
Hey, you'd be gutted if that was your local club. Fuck me.
Could you imagine?
I'd move.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they had fucking shite Sunday, Sheffield United and Fulham to start, and then fucking West Brom and Burnley to fucking follow? Last game of the weekend. Say again.
Is that actually Super Sunday?
I don't think it will. No, West Brom and Burnley's Monday night.
Thank
Monday
God.
night football.
Last game of the weekend.
Can I just say, if your local club is West Brom or Burnley, go watch your local under 10s.
Oh, sorry, Super Sunday is terrible. Sheffield, Fulham, Palace, Brighton, Spurs, West Ham, Leicester, Villa. Nah, going out.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'll find something else to do.
Going out.
I'd rather paint my fence or something. Right, last game of the weekend, big one, good one. This one, Leeds United at home to Wolves. I am going to say Wolves 2-1. Lee.
And when you say last game of the weekend, you mean on Monday night?
Yeah, Monday night.
Yeah, last game of the game week. Christ. Well, Wolves won't have a team because they've all got to self-isolate, haven't they? So, Leeds 2-0.
Like it. Josh Lyle?
Leeds 2-1.
Danny, here we go. Leeds 9-0. Next.
Leeds are putting Wolves down 4-1 Leeds United.
Oh, he's just fucking full of shit, you.
Bold.
Dale.
I think it'd be quite tight. I'm going to say 1-0 Leeds.
Isn't it mad that the fucking collapse that Wolves have had?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've not looked great.
They've been awful. That first game where Raul scored that fucking screamer, and I thought, here we go, Wolves back on it as normal, and they've done jack since.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, have they been so bad? Because I know West Ham absolutely dicked them, but then West Ham went and absolutely dicked Leicester.
Aye, but they weren't great against City. And then I can't remember who the fourth game was against. Who did
I don't know. I can't remember who just played.
They've only won one game, haven't they?
Yeah, they beat Sheffield United. They looked great against Sheffield United first 10 minutes, and then it was kind of an even game after that. City, they were okay for one half. Then they came up against COVID Moyes, which, you can't blame anyone for succumbing to that.
No.
And who else have they played?
Oh no, they beat Fulham 1-0. That's not an inspiring result, is it?
Everyone's going to beat Fulham this year, so they're going to get less points than fucking Derby they are.
Oh mate, I hope so. I love that Paddy Power have already paid out on them getting relegated.
Yeah.
If they don't get a result against Sheffield United this weekend, I mean, what's the point? You'd literally just walk, wouldn't you? You give up your place. I would.
Yeah.
Have a season off. Spend some time at home with the family and the kids. Just come back to the Championship next year. All the better for it. You don't want to go through 38 losses.
If I was Scotty Parker, I'd be registering myself as a player, getting a kit and getting a job done myself, because he could still do better than most of that fucking midfield.
Shite. Absolutely shite.
What the fuck was Luckman thinking when he signed on loan?
What the fuck was Loftus-Cheek doing when he signed on loan?
It's the fact that they've signed attacking players. Like, your problem is not going forward, lads.
They signed that PSG keeper, haven't they? The Alphonso Areola. Looks like a great keeper. What was he thinking?
Oh, God.
Didn't he have the game of his life against Wolves and he still fucking conceded and lost?
Yeah.
That's because the defence is shite.
Wanking it.
And on that note, let's end on a high note, which is Fulham Football Club. Cheers, lads.
Who, by the way, lads, are only 3 points behind Manchester United.
On 0.
Fantastic. I wanted to have a good night's sleep before work tomorrow. You've just fucking ruined that, haven't you? Thanks.
Good lad. Love to hear it.
All right.
All right. Love you, lads.
Same, boys.
Yeah.
Cheers, boys.